Good morning, students. Now I want to explain about the nomenclature of in organic compounds. That is IUPAC nomenclature. That is IUPAC, International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. This is known as a common as IUPAC. In this, we have to explain about the nomenclature. How to name the organic compound. Nomenclature of organic compound. In this, we discuss about the first basic alkane. First, we discussed about the basic alkane. Second, we discuss about the complex substituents and cycloalkanes, complex substituent and cycloalkanes. This is next. Third one is next cycloalkenes, that is alkenes and alkynes. How to name them? Next, we discussed about this is cycloalkane means this one, alkenes means this is double bond, alkynes means triple bond. These compounds how to nominate. Next, fourth, we discussed about the functional groups. For example, functional groups, that is aldehyde, ketones, alcohols, chlorine, etc. We discussed about this, how to name them. Next nomenclature about the alcohols, how to name. Next, aldehydes, and next later ketones, acids. These groups how to nomenclate the compounds. Next we discussed about the polyfunctional group. Polyfunctional groups means if it is more than these functional groups is present, how to name them, how to nomenclature those compounds. Third one is aromatic. Seventh one is aromatic compounds. Aromatic means benzene ring. These compounds how to nomenclature. Next, eighth one is bicyclo compounds. How to nomenclature means these are the, if carbon containing two double bond attached carbon are known as the bicyclo, or whatever. If it is, these are the bicyclo compounds. If two rings connected with the two carbon, then it is known as the bicyclo compound. Another one is spiro compounds. Spiro means if it is attached with one carbon, only combining with one. This is carbon attached by two rings. This is known as the spiro compounds. These are the bicyclo compounds. These are the for these compounds how to get nomenclature. First one is basic alkane. Next, latest complex substituents are cycloalkanes. Next, cycloalkenes, alkynes. Next, functional groups how to name. Alcohols, aldehydes. In this we discussed different about the how to get nomenclature them. Next, polyfunctional group. If it is more than one, two groups are there, then we discussed about this. Next, aromatic. After that, bicyclo compounds. Next, we discussed about the spiro compounds. We discuss about the one by one. In this nomenclature, first how to this formula have to must remember. One is, that is very important. I will explain here only. All this root word. First, what is meant by this formula have to remember. Root word. Next, suffix. Next, prefix. Prefix. In suffix, I have two categories. One is primary suffix. This is secondary suffix. Secondary suffix. Here, in case of prefix, also have two categories. Primary prefix. This is secondary prefix. This is the, we have to must remember, these are the categories of nomenclature, how to get nomenclature by using this one. What is meant by root word? Root word means the number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms present in the chain or ring, whatever it will be. Number of carbon atoms present in chain or ring. This you have to remember. Next, in case of primary suffix means either C single bond C or double bond C or C triple bond C. This is one of the primary suffix. Secondary suffix means functional groups. What are the functional groups? Either alcohol, aldehyde or ketone, acid, whatever the functional groups are there, those are, name it as a, this category is known as a secondary suffix. This is primary suffix. This is the root word. Root word means number of carbon atoms present in the chain or ring. Next we discussed about the prefix. Prefix means, primary prefix means cyclo compounds or bicyclo or spiro. These are, in this case we gave the primary prefix. Secondary prefix means substituents. Substituents. In the chain, in case of naming, we call it a substituent, either chlorine or bromine or nitro or iodo. If you consider if you consider these known as a substituent, when if it is two or more functional groups are present, one is considered as a substituent, another one is considered as a main functional group. This is, you have to remember, must remember what are the, first you have to consider root word, that is main chain, how many carbons are there, number of carbons present in the main chain or ring, those known as a root word, that is called as a root word. And first identify root word. Then after that, if it is single bond, double or triple, that is known as primary suffix. This is called it as a primary suffix. If it is any functional group is there, that is known as a secondary suffix. That category is known as a secondary suffix. If it is prefix is there, prefix means primary prefix, secondary prefix. In case of primary prefix, we call it as a cyclo, bicyclo or spiro compounds only, you can call it as a primary prefix. In case of secondary suffix prefix, we consider as a substituent. If two or more groups are present, the functional groups are present, then one is considered as a, these are also the functional groups, but if it is two or more are there, then we consider as a, least one pair is considered as a substituents. Then only it will come. This is comes rarely. Remaining three are comes most of the times. We have to identify the, give the naming of the organic compounds. Next, based on that, we can identify. Next, we have to, I will explain about the some of the rules of organic compounds. I will give the rules. Some of the rules must be remember. These we already discussed. You know. Next, rules for nomenclature. This you have to remember. Rules for nomenclature. Rules for nomenclature. What are the rules of nomenclature? First point is very important. Select the longest carbon chain. Select the longest carbon chain. Need not be a straight chain. This you remember. Need not be a straight chain. Need not be a straight chain. First you have to select the longest carbon chain. It not be the straight chain. For example, if you take whatever, if this take this one, select the longest carbon chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the longest carbon chain. This you have to remember. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This chain is the longest carbon chain. First you have to select the longest carbon chain. Next, second rule is, if it is two or more, if two or more longest carbon chains are present, then we take more number of branches chain. More number of branches chain. This you have to remember. If two or more longest carbon chains are present in the, if you giving nomenclature, if the chain which is considered as a more number of branches, then you have to consider the highest priority. For example, if you take this one, if it is, this is carbon, 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 which will give the priority? If it is, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either you choose this one, or either you choose this one, or either you choose which is more. If you choose here straight chain, here two branches we get. Either you choose, if you do choose this one, only one branch you get. If you choose from here, 1, 2 only get. Which one you have to choose? This you have to get the maximum number of branches. How many branches you get here? If you choose this one, get two branches. If you do straight chain, here how many branches? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is get the here one branch here, one branch here. This is the highest carbon. If two or more longest carbon chains are, then we take more number of branches chain. This you have to remember. This is the most branches chain. Next, if you take next lowest locant rule. Lowest locant rule. First, you have to lowest locant rule. What is lowest locant rule? This you have to remember. If you take carbons, this one, if this one, either you take this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you take this is the substrate carbon branch, this you get the lowest locant rule in third. That's why you have to give the priority from this side. This is the lowest locant rule. Next, fourth one is lowest sum rule. Lowest sum rule. This is how to. This is also how to. Lowest sum rule means, if you take for example carbon, carbon, lowest sum rule. What is the, if you give priority from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you give from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From this side we get the how many? 1 plus what is the lowest substituent sum? 2 plus 5 plus 5. This is equal to 12. But from here 2 plus 2 plus 5. How much? 9. Lowest sum row. This is the lowest. That's why from here this is the give the more important give the priority from here this side left side, not from the right side, because lowest sum rule get the lowest sum. Like these are the rules of the IUPAC will frame the rules. That's why first you have to select the longest carbon chain. Need not be a straight chain. If two or more longest carbon chains are present, then we have to take the more number of branches. Next, lowest locator rule, which the substituent will get the lower number, then we have to give the priority. Next, lowest sum rule. This is the lowest sum rule, means if more number of substituents are present, you give the priority. If you add the number, then we get the which one is get the more less number, then that is taken as the priority from that side. This is about the these are the some of the rules of the nomenclature. IUPAC nomenclature. Next we have to discuss about the more number. Next we discuss about the one of the exception, that is this is very very important. First point of difference. What is first point of difference? This is one of the rule. First point of difference. First point of difference. What is meant by first point of difference? This is asked in the many questions. Very very important. This is about the first point of difference. What is first point of difference? I will explain. Take this one. First point of difference. If you give from priority from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Either you give priority from this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the what is the number in how substituent given from left side. Give the priority 2, 7, 7. If you give from priority from right side 3, 3 and 8. These are the priority orders of these two are split. If you take consider if lowest sum rule, if you take 14 plus 2, 16. Here 6 plus 14, 18, 14. Which is according to lowest sum rule, which one is how to give the priority? This one. But this is wrong. This is the more comfortable. Why? Because this is the first point of difference. Means if you compare first this one, 3 is more compared to 2. That's why the lowest second have to give the more priority. This is very very important. This is the first point of difference. This is how to, if dominating the lowest sum rule. First point of difference dominating the lowest sum rule. We have to very very important. This is we have to remember. Next remaining next one is fifth. This is one of the point how to remember. Next naming of the substituent always alphabetically. Naming of substituent always alphabetically. Naming of the substituent always alphabetically. What is mean? Why? How? I will explain what is alphabetically. Means if you take for example ethyl or methyl, E is first. That's why this one. If it is take chloro, bromo, iodine. Chloro, bromo, iodine. Bromine is first comes, but because bromine D is first one letter. That is the naming of the substituent always comes alphabetically. First will come the alphabetically. For example, if you take CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, bromine here This chlorine. Which one is comes? If you take from this one, naming of the substituent always comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 bromo, 5 chloro, like this. This will comes the naming how to give. Substituent will give the first numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But naming should be comes first. Which one is bromine is first? Bromo, 4 bromo, like that only. Naming of the don't confuse. This is not the priority. This is gives the naming of the substrate always alphabetically, not priority of the substrate. This is one of the rule. Next, sixth rule is, in this case di, tri are considered, but not consider alphabetically. Di, tri. Next, these are the some of the rules. In this, what we discuss very important is, if it is first point of difference, we know lowest sum rule is first. If it like this, we get the structure of compound. How to get the nomenclature? First, you have to take the lowest sum rule. But lowest sum rule, if you take first point of difference, 2 is lowest compared to 3. That's why this is get the more. If in case of lowest sum rule is less, but this is dominating compared to lowest sum rule. If naming of the substituent always alphabetically, means if it is bromo or chlorine is it, but naming not priority order of substituent, only naming we should get the first, not substituent. In case of di, tri, if it is here bromine, di are like this, chlorine is 2 are there, but in those cases not consider the alphabetically. These are not considered alphabetically, only substituent will get the alphabetical orders. These are the very important of the rules of the nomenclature. Next, we discuss about the, I will give some of the examples, and also after that we discuss about the complex substituent. Thank you.